is a project that I recently completed in Bhutan. Bhutan is a small Himalayan kingdom, and fortunately for me, this site was very close to the international airport, so I could fly into Paro, and the next day I could go to the trailhead and hike up. So I had a 2-hour hike up in the mountains to the monastery.
Энэ Бутан Хималайн хамгаалалт ашиглан Бутан байхын төсөлтөөр сайхан ажиллаад дууссан. Энэ нь одоо яг олон улсын осны буудалтай бойрхон учраас тэндээ шууд нисэж очоод 2 цаг дээш одоо мацаж энэ төсөлтөөрөө төслийнхөө газар дээр ирж ирсэн.
Okay, this is the architect and engineer that I was working with. This is Chuning Dorji, Karma Langchuk. Those were the local architectural engineering firm I was working with.
Энэ хамтарч ажилласан нутгийн архитектор инженер Бачил.
I know, I make that look good, don't I?
Yeah,
Don't I look
the
good?
names are really familiar because
Really?
they're Tibetan names that they
Yes.
have also here.
Yeah, okay, all right. And these were some of the other people I was working with. This is Sonam Tashi. Sonam Tashi, he was working with me as well.
They live here in the Mongolian names.
Okay, yes. Okay. So this is where we're located. What I'm going to talk about is I'm going to talk about the building forms that they use in Bhutan, the construction methods they use, the history and description of the Tseto Goenpa monastery complex, and the actual rehabilitation project, and then this seismic retrofit that I put in.
Одоо Бутаны уран барилгын хэлбэрүүд барилга байх арга байлууд тэгээд Тсэтэн гомб хийдийн түүх болон одоо ерөнхий байр байдал тэгээд нөхөн сэргээх төсөл тэгээд одоо газар хөдлөлтийн энэ байр байдлын тухай ерөнхийдөө ярьж танилцуулах болно.
You know something, everybody's names in Bhutan are very short, but everybody's names here are really long. It's hard for me to remember them.
Yeah.
Okay, so these are the different types of building types. They have chortens or stupas. I believe that this is cut off, but there is a zong here. It's a palace, and they're temples. Yeah. Mindy, this is not showing all of the photographs. I'm wondering if we need to readjust. We're doing something this morning with the aspect ratio. The aspect ratio. Well, we can't do that with every slides.
Бүх дүрс чи дараагийн дүрсийг гаргахад хамаа. Одоо энэ зургууд нүрээ бүгдээр хамаарсан. Тэгээд бүгдийг ингэж хөдөлгөж байхгүй дээ.
No, we can't do that.
Like the sizes are much larger.
Нөгөө формахаас том болоод надад илүү гарцсан байна л да. Хэдэн ямар сүн гэсэн бэ?
Goenpa. Goenpa юм уу?
Okay, this is the Tseto Goenpa. And this is the temple itself. It's got a courtyard in front of it. And the monks' quarters, that's the anteroom, and there are monks' quarters on either side. And it's got these really lovely stairs going up to the second floor. Prayer wheel, had a butter lamp room. And this is the temple on the other side. Okay, the Bhutan is very interesting because they still have all of their traditional construction techniques. It's highly unusual because in other parts of the world, people are losing the traditional techniques and methods. Okay. So this is just an image of one of their many temples. As you go into eastern Bhutan, everything is built out of stone. The stone is laid in clay masonry. And plasters are also made out of clay. And they like to use these two colors. They use this white and this ochre color to paint their temples and most of their buildings. This is a typical house that's under construction. In this case, the lower floor is made out of stone. The upper floor is made out of what we would call wattle and daub. Wattle and daub. It's wood framing, and then they take bamboo reeds, and then they plaster this. This is filled with plaster. And their attics are completely open to the outside. They use the attic to hang laundry and to dry fruits and vegetables. And they normally keep their animals down here. You can see this is a new building that's going up. It's a new building. It's all traditional. That's not working either. Indy? There's got to be another way that we can do this. Okay.
Нэг шалтгаанаар юм аа.
One minute.
The image. How come that the photo just got enlarged?
It's like that on the computer screen. It's like that on the computer screen. Do something on the computer screen.
Цаасныхаа хэмжээг нь өөрчлөж яддаг. Цаасныхаа хэмжээг энэ хасаа.
No, we don't care. No, we don't want to do that. We don't want to do that. That'll take too long. There's like 60 slides here. We're going to close it down. They use what is known as rammed earth. They build these forms. They fill them with clay mixed with water and sand, and they stamp them into place.
Bhutan-ы баруун хэсэгт хатаршуулж ашигладаг. Гэхдээ ийм хашмал хийж байгаа. Дотор нь шавар ус элсийг хашаад хатар хийж байгаа хатаршуул.
And the rammed earth work is usually done by women.
Энэ хатаршуул ажлыг бол ихтэй хүмүүс хийдэг.
Yes. However, the women don't dress like this when they're doing the work. This was a ceremonial thing that they were doing. I believe that this is one of the princesses, so they were dedicating a new building. They also have a wealth of really good timber. But they don't have any industry, so they don't have any lumber mills. So what we needed to do on our project is we found out how much wood we would need. And the contractor went to the Commission on Gross National Happiness, and they asked for permission to cut down some trees. Okay. So this man is going to mill the wood on site. That's what he's doing. He's measuring up to mill the wood. Once they mill the wood, they stack the wood like this for a year. They put a roof over it to let the wood season. It needs to dry. Okay, and then carpenters set up a carpentry shop on site to do all of the work. And so they build these window and door forms. They set them in the wall as they're building the wall. This is how the floors were built. This is a photograph that he took in the Tibetan Autonomous Region, but they put the wood beams across, then they put smaller pieces of wood like this, and then they fill this with earth. And so the earth is there for 3 reasons. Number one, it's fireproofing. Number 2 is it controls sound. And number 3 is insulation.
Энэ яг энэ зураг бол одоо төвдөд авсан зураг. Гэхдээ барих арга нь бол адилхан. Тэгэхээр нэг давхраа барьчаад ийм 3 давхар үлдээ хийдэг. Тэгээд энэ 2 дугаар үе дээр болохоор жижиг мод тавиад яг 3 дахь хамгийн дээд үе дээр болохоор шороо хийдэг. Энэ шороо хийдэг нь бол үндсэн 3 зорилготой. Нэг нь бол галын аюулаас хамгаалах, хоёр дахь нь дуу чимээг багасгах, гурав дахь нь болохоор одоо агаар нэвтрүүлэх. Insulation.
Insulation. Okay. And these are the way they make the walls where the wood is. They weave a fabric out of reeds or bamboo, and then they put clay plaster. Okay, this is a bit of a history of the Tseto Goenpa. This is the view that you get from the Tseto Goenpa looking down into the Paro Valley. And most of the temples are up. They're all over the place around the hills. There's a very famous Buddhist temple in the Paro Valley. It's the #1 tourist site. It's called the Tiger's Nest. It's called Tiger's Nest. This is on the opposite side of the mountain. So when you're on top of, when you're here, you can see the Tiger's Nest. And when you're at the Tiger's Nest, you can see the Tseto Goenpa.
It's like a face to face. In the Bhutan хамгийн жуулч хамгийн зорж очдог барын мөр гэж нэрлэдэг тийм хийд байдаг. Тэгээд яг тэр хийдийн эсрэг тал одоо яг энэ хийд байдаг. Өөдөөс хараад бараа хараад байж.
And the story of the Tseto Goenpa, because it's all an oral history, is that one of the lamas, he came out of the Tiger's Nest and he took a vajra, which is a 3-sided knife that cuts through ignorance, and he threw it across the valley. And then they went to the other side of the valley to find it, and they found it in a well. In a well. It was in a water well. And so they decided to build this temple on that site. So this is in the basement below the temple.
Тийм болохоор хийдийг байгуулахаар болоод энэ хийд байгуулъя гэж хэлдэг. Ярьсан яг энэ харагдаж байгаа хэсэг бол хийдийн доод зөөр биш маа. Хийдийн доод хэсэг байдаг гэж хэлж байна.
So do you believe it?
It could be. Because we have so many such Buddhist and Shaman.
Yeah. The first time that we visited the Tseto Goenpa, this is the way it looked. This is the temple, and this is the way the topography works. Everything drains down, it sits on the top of the hill. These are some shorts that you walk by. We wanted to rehabilitate the temple, and the Lama, he wanted to increase the population of the monk community from 13 to 30.
13 to 30.
30.
Тэгээд сүмээр бид нэр сүмийн зэрэгээ засварлах гэж утсан. Харин тэр сүмийн одоо лам 13 ламынхаа тоог нэмээд 13-аас 30 болох хүсэлтэй байсан.
So this was the condition of the monastery when I first visited it. it had been damaged in an earthquake.
Энэ нь яг намайг анх очиход одоо сүмийн хийдий байж байгаа байр байдал нэг газар хөдлөлтөөр ийм том цуурал үүссэн.
This is the temple. This is the entrance to the well.
Энэ нөгөө пүрүү орсон тэр хотлоо юм үүдэн хэрэг тааж.
These were the monks lived
Энэ нөгөө ламрын байр
on either side.
нөгөө талын ламрын байр.
Some of the architectural features.
Байрын хийц байрлал магадгүй.
This is the lamp.
Yeah, it's very familiar.
Yeah. And these were paintings on the wall.
Хамгийн зургууд нь харагдчих.
This is what it looks like in the attic above.
Хамгийн дээврийн байдлын нөхөө байраа байна.
Okay, so this was the plan of what we wanted to do. This is original, had one toilet. The kitchen was here on the second floor, very dangerous. We were worried about a fire. So we moved the kitchen down to here. We made a dining room kitchen here. Put in a new bathroom facility with showers and toilets. The lamb got his own apartment, but this is the part that we restored. And we also did a seismic retrofit of this part.
Хамгийн анх одоо энэ анхныхан байдлыг энэ харагдаж энэ болонд шийдсэн нөгөө газар жолоо. Тэгээд яг энэ урд хэсэгтээ одоо энэ хэсэгтээ нөгөө хоёр давхарт нь галтгоо байсан. Тэгээд ямар нэгэн юм осол болоод гал гарвал тэмрийн аюул ихтэй. Тийм учраас яг баруун талд нь галтгоо хоол идэх газрыг зөөжнээр байршуулаад тэр жолонгоо шинээр ийм шүршүүр өвчтэй болгож өгч тогтжуулаад гол үндсэн тогтжуулалтыг бол
Yeah, they made some other decisions as well. This is where the butter lamp was, and this was the cistern for the water. We removed that. This was originally where they were going to put the butter lamp, but we put the butter lamp out here because they wanted to have ceremonial dances in the courtyard.
Тэгээд нөгөө тул мандат өрөө бас дотроо байсан. Тэрийг бид гадна гадаад энэ дотор талд нь одоо нэг тийм шашны зам үйл хийх боломжтой талбай гаргаж өгсөн. Тэгээд түрүүний хэлэх орчноо газар хөдлөлтийн хөгжүүл бас хийж өгсөн.
Okay. I was going to show you the ceremonial dances, but it doesn't work.
Үчигтэй зам үйлийг харуулъя гэсэн чинь уушигдахгүй. Some kind of chum dance. Chum dance. It is kind of chum dance.
Well, this was called they called this one the black hat dance. I have it on my phone, so I can show it to you. Just stay with me a second. I'll get that. Okay, that might be downloading now. Let's just go ahead. These were the ceremonies that we had at the start of the project.
exactly the same.
Really?
Maybe it's a tower.
You don't do this here anymore, do you?
Not that.
Yeah, it's really big there. They have all these festivals. It's a religious ceremony.
Yeah, it's not really ceremony, it's just like a performance on
네,
stage.
처음 비행기가 있지.
It's a show.
Yeah.
버스는 재미있는 바라는데 정말 벌써 바라고
So anyway, we had a big celebration to kick off the project. It was really wonderful. And this was the team we were working with.
Энэ төслийг хэрэгжүүлэхэд одоо оролцсон хүмүүс багийнх нь.
Okay. There's Sana and Tashi. There's Karma. This woman here was our plumber. He's our project supervisor. And that's the llama's father. The llama wasn't there during this particular photograph. So it was villagers. Villagers would come up and they would do the work. And they were all rice farmers, and so during planting and harvest season, the project had to stop because everybody had to be at the rice paddies. These were studies that we were doing to find the proper mix of clay. We were mixing clay and cement to patch the cracks. These are the lifts of the rammed earth. They would put up the form and they would put it into place. So you can see these are the lifts.
Энэ шавар цементийнхээ зөв одоо найрлаг болж байгаа тэгээд шав чигж бүгд төстөөс учраас найрлага гаргаж авах судалгаагаа ажиллаж байна.
And in some places we needed to do some infill with this brick, so we found this adobe brick that we used.
Тэгээд бас зарим газар нь тоосгоор бас тоосоос ашиглажсэн.
So parts of the walls were just pulled down. They would make a pile of the dirt. They would break it up, mix it with water, and they would use it over again.
Тэгэхээр зарим газар нь шууд нөгөө хангалттай татварчуулсан шороо учраас шууд нураагаа буцааж буцаагаар тоосох хэрэг буцаагаа дэрийг ашиглаж болж байна.
Very sustainable. Here they are, and they're prepping the clay so they can use it in rammed earth again. And I believe I was describing this yesterday. This is how they were able to know that they had the right mix of clay, silt, and sand. So they would take samples, put it in the water, shake it up, sand, silt, clay, then water.
Энэ шавныхаа зөв найрлахыг гаргаж авах нь өчтөр хэлжсэн нь савн тэгээс ихсрээ ойлгохдаг. Тэгээ яг найрлахуудыг гаргах гээд хамгийн доор нь элс тэгээд дээдлэлт нь
sand, silt, clay.
Тэгээ шавар тэгээд дээдлэлт нь ус нь ингээд
silt is it's basically sandy silt. It's a mix of these two things. It's a mix of those two things. Okay? And so this is how they do the rammed earth. So they're up there doing this. You see that they interlock at the corners. This one goes like that. This one goes in like this.
зөөрж ингэж нодлох гэж хийдэг.
Here's where they've got the ramper of skills.
Бас үлдэг ам дарж байгаа юм шиг. Шавтахана юу Америк ам дараад.
Yes. Yes. And here's where they're starting to put in some of the wood. Wood frame. So this is the llama's new apartment. This is what they look like on the inside before they put the flooring in. And this is the flooring. They stained the floor with persimmon juice. And then they do all the decorative painting on the outside. I'm not sure why that's there. Okay. So here we're studying all different kinds of retrofit techniques because we were worried about earthquakes. So we were looking at putting wood in, putting these types of horizontal reinforcings in, putting in vertical straps or horizontal straps. And this is what we decided on. We put in the rammed earth walls, we put in a piece of wood framing on the inside, on the outside, actually carve into the earth, put it into place, and we drill through and put these metal anchors to tie the inside and the outside. And then we wrapped the entire thing with the belt. It was made out of the same material that they make seat belts out of.
Seat belts?
Seat in a car. You want to carve
Yes.
seat belts?
Yes.
Polypropylene.
Niet handigheid moet zullen doen.
Is it that seat belt material?
Niet handigheid.
Seat belt
I have some pictures of it. You can see it. These are those corner things. Okay, and here it is on the inside. Here they're drilling through to put in the metal between the outside and the inside.
It's like a metal.
Yeah, metal.
Actually, those wooden frames, they were original, right?
No,
No, you did.
we put them in.
Тэр матан бүрээ өмнө байгаа түшигээр игээд хооронд таагаа.
Yes. Here, let's go back. We added these. These are new.
Yes, we see. Энэ болохоор гадна байгаа бүрийг ингэж харж байна. Тэгээд дотор талд нэмэлт бүрээгээ.
We were adding this.
Yeah.
Okay. So they put it on the outside, we put it on the inside, and we drilled through to connect the two. Okay. And we removed all the murals from the inside of the temple. They were carefully removed and rolled up.
Тэр хааны дотоод чимэглэлийг бүгдийг ихэнхдээ нэг торон зураг байсан юм аа. Бүгдийг нэг хуурж авч ирэх гэж юу яаж хэлгээд ийсэн.
You can see that these are some of the repairs that we're doing.
Тэгээд зарим энэ засварлагч бас яг яаж хийсэн харагдаж байна.
And so this is the clay plastering that's happening on the outside. And this is that belt. They're tightening that belt up on the outside.
Энэ бүсэн харагдаж байна. Энийгээр шангалаад. It's not wooden. It's that's car seat.
It's like car seat leather.
Машины суугийн юу шиг тийм тав. Ялаа эсвэл тэрийг яг чангалж
Do it here. Чак here.
And here.
Тэрнтэй зүүж байгаа юм шүү.
яг тийм мод биш гэж. Тэгээд тэрийгээр ингэж нөгөө тохируулж чангалаад
Ангаас нийлүүлээд тэгээд дараа нь хэлгийг
Yeah.
машины татлагыг гэхдээ чак. Тэрсгээ өөр ингэ юу яагаад
чангалж боож байгаа.
тэгээд бичгээр түүрэл байхгүй бүтлгийг юм.
And then we bury the bells.
Тэгээд it's just living it inside and then just тэгээд нөгөө бэлгэлгээд үсээ шууд ингээд атлаад ингээд шавартаад орчиж байгаа юм.
So that's it completed. This is the lamb's father. That's the monastery with its new courtyard. I haven't been there since they've completed it. I haven't seen it completed. Last time I was there, it was still a mess. I haven't seen it completed yet.
ерөнхийд нөгөө гаргачаад яг бүрэн дуусахыг нь өөрөө үзээгүй яг хамаамаа хамгийн сүүлд очиход бол яг өгчөрсөн чигээр байсан одоо байна.
So they put the murals back into place and then they did the restoration of the murals.
Яг зургуудыг буцааж дотоод ханын чимэглэлийг буцааж байршуулад бас нөхөн сэргээсэн байгаа байдал юм.
That's it.
Энэ нөгөө хаанхын төслөөр хийсэн. Төлөвшөө төвшөө сангийн төслөө.
Is it like funded by this world
Monuments Fund?
Okay. This is Steve. He had to have stilts. He was having trouble walking. That's his wife. And that was at the beginning of the project. And he could hardly walk, and somehow he was able to hike up all the way to the monastery. It was a miracle. And when we arrived, a ring appeared around the sun. And all of the villagers thought it was an auspicious sign. And then we went into the temple and we were rolling dice.
Rolling dice?
We were rolling dice. And I rolled 3 ones. And the llama went. Yeah, it was a very cool project.
Yeah. Because everything would give a sign of auspiciousness.
Yeah. Okay.
That's really common here because everybody here is really keen of auspiciousness.
Yes. Okay.
And the game is too us in that.
I think this would be an auspicious time to stop. I think this would be an auspicious time to come to a close.